to get up. So 30-year-old Aaron Donald will be back for the Rams in 2022. The 8-time Pro Bowler will also be seeking a new contract as well. So during a recent appearance on the $1 Million Worth of Game podcast, Donald said he feels like, get this, he's still improving. This is what he said. I don't feel like I'm slowing down. If anything, I feel like I'm getting faster. I feel like I'm in better shape. I keep telling people I get better with age, man. I don't slow down. I just feel like I'm getting that much stronger. I look better with age. And all of that. Man, I wish we could all say the same thing. But, yeah.
I wish I
so
could.
We saw Aaron Donald dominate, obviously, in the Super Bowl and last season. But want to know where he ranks on your list. Top 5 most feared defensive players in the NFL. I can't tell from these silhouettes who you got. So why don't you give it to me starting with number 5.
All right, let's go. Number 5. I've got J.C. Jackson, cornerback for the Los Angeles Chargers. And listen, this guy's an absolute ball hawk. He led the NFL in passes defended, second in interceptions last year. Adding him to that Chargers defense that has Derwin James and Asante Samuel Jr. on the back end, and now having Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa, there's going to be a lot of pressure on AFC West quarterbacks, and J.C. Jackson is going to take advantage of some of those errant passes that those guys are going to throw off. So J.C. Jackson, number 5. Checking in at number 4, we have T.J. Watt. Of course, we got to have the reigning defending sack champ for the last 2 seasons. T.J. Watt is an absolute game wrecker. He's the one that makes it happen. Doesn't matter if the guy is nicked up. He's going to play through those injuries, and he's going to find a way to get to the quarterback. Doesn't matter if he's double or even triple team. T.J. Watt is a go-getter. Much in the same mold as his brother, J.J. Watt. This guy can absolutely get after it. Number 3, we got Myles Garrett. Let's stay in the AFC North. Myles Garrett, absolutely. The last 2 years, Myles Garrett has led the National Football League in pass rush win rate. This guy can absolutely flat out go. He's a freak show when it comes to his athleticism. The Cleveland Browns told him to stop playing basketball in the offseason. I echo those same sentiments when you're paying a guy over $100 million. But this guy can absolutely get after the quarterback, and he's going to be on a stacked defense that has playmakers on all 3 levels. So Myles Garrett, a guy that you definitely
Who's the number 2?
And quarterbacks, hold on to your helmets. Checking in at number 2. Super Bowl champion Aaron Donald.
What are we doing?
Number 2.
He's not number 1. Why
He's not number 1. He's number 2. We're projecting what's going to happen in 2022, okay? But listen, this guy is a lock to make first-team All-Pro in 2022. Why, Shay? Because he's made first-team All-Pro the last 7 seasons.
Or he's
an absolute monster. He's got a 26.7% pass rush win rate against double teams. The guy won 55 pass rushes against double teams. The next closest guy in the National Football League only had 26. So he doubled up when it came to wins against double teams.
Who could be number 1? Who could be number 1?
As well, and he just won the LA Rams a Super Bowl. But checking in at number 1, we got Micah Parsons.
What?
That man from the Dallas Cowboys.
The most feared defense. Oh, what?
First-team All-Pro linebackers in their rookie seasons. You had Darius Leonard, you had Patrick Willis, and yes, one Lawrence Taylor. And this dude had 13 sacks last year and finished second in pass rush win rate. So this guy can flat out get after it. Doesn't matter if he's lining up on the line of scrimmage, off the ball as a linebacker. You got him dropping in coverage. Micah Parsons can do everything. He's the kind of guy that a quarterback is coming to the line of scrimmage and trying to identify where he's at, much in the same way of one Lawrence Taylor.
I know this about
Did he say Lawrence Taylor?
Sometimes that he loves Micah Parsons and what he brings to the table, but this is just downright disrespectful.
No, it's not.
Considering Aaron
No, it's not, girl.
Is number 2 on this list and has a Super Bowl ring. Fowler, I hear you talking in the background and shaking your head. Please make sense of this.
It's blasphemous. That's the buzzword.
No, it's not.
Of the day. I mean, Aaron Donald is the only guy I know who gets triple teamed fairly consistently, and he still wins. And you saw what he did at the end in the Super Bowl. They called his name, go win the game for us. He does it.
Well,
Nink, what do you think of this nonsense?
Yeah, listen, I love the list. I think everybody on that list they're a tremendous, and they deserve to be on that list. But the number 1, number 2, I would go Aaron Donald, considering I just saw a highlight. He just posted something about his footwork, and he was doing ladder drills. His feet were quicker than a receiver or running back. It's insane. And he's right. You can get faster. You can get stronger after 30. So I do believe that he might be very, very scary for opposing quarterbacks and continue to be the most feared man in the NFL for years to come if he wants to. So I know after the Super Bowl, he kind of floated out there. Well, we'll see if I'm back. He's going to be back. His feet are lightning quick. So I think that he is the most number one on my list. He would be the scariest guy, but I respect the list. I respect Canty's list, okay? But I would just switch number one and number two.
Okay. Hello, good people. Before I get into my regular spiel here, or open this up, I just, what I do when I come down here, about an hour and a half before I do my live stream here, and I set things up, or try to. Sometimes I have less time, sometimes I have more time. And so I always like to find a clip of the talking heads that, it's something that's relevant that's going on. And so I hadn't actually watched the whole clip there. But here's the great thing, that you guys don't know how lucky you are. I was sitting there saying this to my wife the other day because all of a sudden, I did not graduate from JMU. I lived the football life. I'm living the football life. And I partied. I enjoyed myself. And I didn't finish school. But all of a sudden, I've been seeing, because you've been to JMU and were originally accepted, I could go back. And I started saying, honey, I should go back to school, because the problems I had in school was reading comprehension and having to look up books. But now that we got the internet and everything else, it's like that shit would be easy. I could probably pass the test now that I couldn't back then. Because you guys are spoiled. Because I could literally, while I was watching that clip, I could go through here and go to Pro Football Focus, and I could take Aaron Donald's numbers and Micah Parsons and just like that compare it. Back in my day, we'd have to find some books with the statistics. We'd have to write all this shit down. This shit is easy. Okay? So I'm sitting here looking at this, and actually if we do compare the two, Aaron Donald had one more game than Micah Parsons. Solo tackles, Aaron Donald had 38, Micah Parsons had 64. Assists, Aaron Donald had 46, Micah only had 20. Quarterback hits, times they hit the quarterback. Now keep in mind, Aaron Donald is an edge rusher as opposed to a linebacker. So you're going to have less tackles and you should have more sacks and quarterback hits. But yet, Micah Parsons had 5 more quarterback hits. Tackles for loss. Micah Parsons had 1 more than Aaron Donald. Sacks. Micah Parsons had half a sack more. Forced fumbles. Aaron Donald only had 1. So an argument could actually, well, no. D-block. Here's the thing. D-block. I get what you're saying, D-block. But here's the thing. If you say Micah Parsons was a defensive end, a tackle, they're going to get more tackles for a loss. They're going to get more tackles, quarterback hits. They're going to end up getting more pressures. So Micah Parsons played half the time as a linebacker. And as a linebacker, generally speaking, you don't get that many quarterback hits like a defensive end or a defensive tackle would. So Micah Parsons playing defensive end, and see, I agree with you. On the tackles, the solo tackles, Michael would get more because he was a linebacker. But here's the thing. There's no category on here. Except for forced fumbles that Aaron Donald in 1 more game is higher than Micah Parsons. You follow me? So if you're saying that he's a linebacker and he's covering passes, deflecting balls, he's getting more sacks than Aaron Donald, who his job every play is to sack the quarterback. If he's getting more tackles for loss, he's getting more quarterback hits. You got to have to say, you got to say he hit the quarterback more times. If you're a quarterback, are you more afraid of the guy that hits quarterbacks more or the guy that hits quarterbacks less? I'm just saying. The argument can be made. Now, maybe, I agree. Aaron Donald faces triple teams and all that, but you can look at those numbers and say he might be right about that. And it was also looking at next year where Aaron Donald will be a year older. Okay, so that's my point right there. Okay, and I'm sure that nobody's going to listen to what I have to say anyway, because I'm the village idiot. I just, of course, steal content, as people say all the time. I stole this from Pro Football Focus, okay? Anyway, hello, good people. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Jobu Sports Report. And I'm here with my buddy Cowboy Jobu, as well as Joe Bear in the house. And we're going to get open for business here, and we're going to wake up the football gods here today. And let me double check here. Let's do the mic check. Mic check, mic check.
Mic sound nice, check one. My mic sound nice, check two. My mic sound nice, check three. Are you ready?
Are you ready, Mike? Mike.
Yeah, I'm ready.
I got to tell you, that's my boy right there. That's my boy. That's my son. That is the pride of my. He's my number one
I
son.
have to get up at 7 in the morning to go to work tomorrow.
Well, and see, that's why I love you, because you know what? You working hard, helping me, helping yourself, taking care of. Da-da-dun, da-da-dun.
Damn, Gina.
That's not even in the chat.
What? Where's my daughter-in-law? Where is my daughter-in-law?
Missing in action. That's what she's doing.
Oh, Lordy. Uh-oh. Is she chasing after Dak?
I would be mad,
All right. Let me. Excuse me. Sorry. I'm choking on that one there.
As long as it's not broke, brother, I can't be mad at her.
There's an old saying that you don't miss the well until the water runs dry. And I tell you, I hate doing shows without you. When you go out there and buy your house and move away, I don't know.
Oh, she just joined. She heard us.
Uh-oh. Wait a minute. Da-da-dun, da-da-dun.
Damn, Gina.
There's Gina. Gina gets our first Ladies' Night shout out here. Of course, we got Lola. What's up, Miss Hot Sauce? And then of course, we've got, Roland's Review. We got Gina Thorne.
First super card tonight.
Let's see. Did I see Heather? Army Mom Heather? Did I see Heather? I think I saw Heather. And I see, Sheila. Did I say Stacy Schubert? Did I say Stacy? I gotta make sure I get Stacy. If I missed any of the lovely ladies with the style and grace, Nick DeWick, I'm sorry, you're not one of the ladies, but I'm gonna say hello, Nick. How's life being a New York Giant fan right now? How's it hanging?
I mean, they did get rid of GM, but did that really improve the team?
But see, he stole all the money.
Well, see, at least
he stole all the money and stuff. It's not like they got any money to do anything. We talk about the Cowboys being broke, but.
Come on, Danny. One of Danny. Don't fumble it. Don't fumble it. Oh! I just sat there saying, don't fumble it.
Rasheed, look, hold it.
Yeah, okay. How's everybody doing tonight? Okay, you doing good? Jason Renfro, shout out. Oh, and we also have a new channel member, Dan Wilkerson Jr. Are you related to Big Dan Wilkerson, the defensive tackle? Are you his son? I'm just checking, but make sure if you are a channel member and you have not gotten a shot glass, it's because you have not gone to the community tab. Go to the community. Go to the community tab. In there is a members only post, which has the link to the Thrive site. I believe I think we're almost at 400 of the channel members that have actually filled out the stuff on it. 400. I think we got 500 or close to 500. So there's only 98 of you who haven't done that. Because see, when you do that, guess what? You get a birthday greeting from Jobu Sports Report. You get a shot glass, and depending on what level you get in a football and a rack and everything else, you get notified about, all the goings-on and things. And we're going to have more stuff for you guys because we can't thank you enough, okay? What's up, Chris? Chris, I tell you what's up. The ineptitude of Stephen Jones. My man DMV is supposed to join me here. I hope he's going to be able. DMV he's a very busy man. And so I'm hoping that he joins us because we have actually a lot to discuss tonight. This, again, my question of the night is this, Mike. If Stephen Jones were currently unemployed, do you think another NFL team would hire him?
No. I wouldn't hire him.
You wouldn't give him a job?
Yeah, we had Bobby Wagner and Von Miller wanting to come here, and you could easily got Bobby Wagner for what he was asking for.
That price. Okay, here's my thing.
For a 1-year prove-it deal.
I don't know if you were in here yesterday when I was doing this because I did an exercise to say, okay, what other teams are doing. If the Cowboys are right that you can't go over the salary cap, I think they missed the memo. Because if the Cowboys are right, then they're the only team that won't have a problem in the future because everybody, and I mean everybody, is kicking the money down the road when all the money's coming in.
Well, that's what you need to do.
Because here's what's crazy.
Bobby
No, Mike, this literally makes okay. No, check this out. If you take Bobby Wagner, okay, Bobby Wagner's cap hit for this year. If you take Von Miller's cap hit for this year, and if you take Zadarius Smith's cap hit, it comes out to the exact number that we're paying Dalton Schultz this year. Boom!
So for him, you can get 3 players.
For what we're paying Dalton Schultz.
Bye-bye. I'd rather take those 3 players than have Dalton Schultz.
I agree. Literally.
If that's what we have to pay them this year.
Literally, I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, it's too late now. Now, that's not to say that their contracts won't get to be more down the road, but then they put, voidable years of things. They put voidable years. So you start to look at this and say, what the hell are they doing? And then this came out today. Now check this out. This is Von Miller vlogs. This will blow your mind. Okay, not the dancing part, but
tell them I like cowboy hats. Tell them I like cowboy hats. I'm a real Dallas Cowboy. I'm gonna ask Zach. Do they want me, man? I'm gonna say do they want me? I really want to go. All right, I'm about to call him.
I'm about to call him.
Marcus Lawrence and Von Miller. Sounds good to me. Around the NFL. Russell Wilson going to Denver. Randy Gregory going to Denver. There's a missing spot in Dallas now. Just talking to Von Miller.
He ain't talking.
He called the Dallas Cowboys. I want you to understand that.
He wanted to come here.
James Rasmussen. What's up, James? Von Miller got the message from DeMarcus Ware. They didn't even talk to him.
There was rumors that Dak Prescott tried to get him to come here too.
Right.
And
they didn't listen. Look, the players did the dirty work for him. Okay, you don't know. He might have said, you know what? I could go to Buffalo where it's cold as shit. Right? It's cold in Buffalo. Okay? You got Niagara Falls, but how much can you watch falling water? How much can you you can go across the Niagara Falls and go to the casinos over there, but that's it. It's Buffalo and it's cold as shit. Now, granted, he was in Denver, but we're talking about the Cowboys. Being a Cowboy, and he wanted to be here. He might have said, you know what? I just want to play for the Cowboys. In front of my people and stuff.
And he might have taken $10 million for 1 year.
He might have said, you know what?
Just for 1 year, I played for the Cowboys.
I just want to say I played. Exactly.
And you could,
but Stephen Jones
pick up the phone.
Wouldn't even talk to him. Wouldn't even talk to the man.
See, this makes me not want to watch football next season. Stuff like this. This man wanted to come. He wanted to play for the Cowboys at least 1 year.
It's right. Mark Hutchin, to be honest, Stephen Jones was not lying. He did say he would build through the draft. I understand that, but you know what?
A couple of free agents,
and listen, Mark, I understand. I understand what you're saying on there that he said, and he was truthful of that they will build through the draft. But see,
do something different.
When has that solely worked for winning the Super Bowl?
When was the last time you got a rookie and he won the Super Bowl? Because we got that rookie. When was the last time? Not in my lifetime.
My great content earlier, Rico says.
I was like,
I'm just saying. Listen, I'm not disputing getting players because you look at how we've gotten most of our good players, but you have to understand that you have holes that you have to fill, and sometimes you got to go outside and get.
I don't know who you are. I don't know what you want. If you are looking for ransom, I can tell you I don't have money. But what I do have are a very particular set of skills.
You have to get a few guys with a certain set of skills. And Von Miller, you see that? You see that? That's a guy that said, you know what? I want to play for the Cowboys. And you can't at least have a conversation with him? Are you serious?
I'd take a $10 million for 1 year deal.
Okay. And then, of course, you know, a couple of days ago it came out that Bobby Wagner said, yeah, that was a real thing. That he wanted to. Ava, what's up, Ava?
So you could have had both these guys and made our defense better. Gave us a shot to go to the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Both these guys could teach some of these rookies something. These guys can make Micah Parsons even better.
Right. And see, Micah Parsons is the saving grace for our team.
Micah Parsons just.
And see, I think the Cowboys got drunk on the supply. Joanne Gonzalez. Oh, that's the wrong one. That ain't the right one. Oh, no.
No.
There we go.
Micah Parsons is getting disappointed. It's like, we might be getting Von Miller. And then it goes through. And then Bob Wagner, too. It's like,
right.
He really wanted to play with those guys. And it was somebody else that we were slated to get that we didn't get for the
And this is where you start thinking, it's like, wait a minute. So let's go through the track record here. Damn, Gina is hot. Good for you, Mike. Oh, okay. Let's just kind of go through some of the things that we've been dealing with. With Stephen Jones, have you ever heard any other team say that we need players to take a free team-friendly deal to leave money on the table for others? I haven't heard that before.
Von Miller may have left some money on the table for other people.
Well, no. I'm talking about an NFL franchise. I've never heard the Washington football team say, you know, that they got to take a team-friendly deal.
Well, they won't. They won't come out. They won't come out and tell you that either.
Well, the Cowboys do.
Well, of course they do, but other teams don't. They don't put everything on Jump Street.
I mean,
just take a team-friendly discount. They'll do behind closed doors.
But I mean, no. They're almost like it's like the scarlet letter that they wear. We broke ass. Okay, we need discounts. You know what? Listen, they went through with D-Law when D-Law's original contract, and they franchise tagged him, right? And then of course they hemmed and hawed. Nah, we can't be that, right? And what did they do when they did that? Trying to save a buck. D-Law was man enough to say, you know what? Screw y'all. I'm not getting my shoulder fixed. Until I get my contract, right?
He might be.
And guess what it did? It hurt the season because he was not ready to start the season.
Well, he might be lucky that wasn't when Dak got his deal because he would have had to pay that money, and it was not refundable.
Well, that's true too. But I'm just going through the timeline here. Stephen Jones, we're not going to reset the running back market, right? And Zeke Elliott holds out and stunts the season beginning, and they reset the running back market. And right now, you look and you see, Zeke Elliott and Christian McCaffrey, and then way down here, everybody else. I don't know that the running back market will ever be like it is right now with what Zeke's making. And again, that's Stephen Jones screwing up. And then all of a sudden, Jalen Smith. Oh, let's pay Jalen Smith a year early and pay him a boatload of money that we're still paying right now. The money we're paying Jalen Smith right now, right there, that's what he's getting paid this year. Von Miller is getting paid this year on the cap what we're paying for Jalen Smith's mistake.
This kind of stuff makes me not even want to watch this.
I'm just going down the litany here. We heard
that guy wanted to come here.
Okay.
It makes me sick. That guy. Let's
keep. Yeah, I just heard from my man DMV. He's working his way on. He's getting set up now. But hold it. And for all those that say that Dak Prescott took all the money, they could have got Dak's deal done several years ago, and it would have been $29 million a year.
When he got the franchise tag,
yeah,
it was the language of the contract is why he didn't get his contract.
Yep. And so, again, Stephen Jones cost him more money.
And then they took it out the following year and it cost him more.
I want to understand. And Scott Simpkins, what's up, Scott? How you doing? And then, okay, the whole thing with D-Law. This is the one that really blows my mind. You go to D-Law, who you know it's a $19 million hit if you get rid of him. And you say, how about a 1-year deal for $10 million, right? I mean, I don't agree with that, but that's your first offer. Did you really think that was legitimate? Because you end up then paying $35 million guaranteed. How you go from $10 million to $35?
I'm gonna say $15 million.
What kind of negotiations is that?
But 30.
That's what he went from. Hey, how about a 1-year deal for $10 million? No, screw you. Okay, how about a guaranteed, couple of years for 35? Oh, okay. Who does this? And that's why you lost out on Randy Gregory. And now I'm sitting here looking and thinking, hold it.
Made a difference on that defense. Wait. You got Zeke in the building?
What's up, DMV?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Kind of lost you here. Hold it. I might. Hold on. I got. Hold up.
Son of soul.
I kind of lost you there, moving you on the screen here. Where'd you go? Hold up. Damn.
I don't know, man. I don't know how you missed this whole fro out here, man.
I was noticing that. I was like, I think it just messed me up.
It's right there.
Caught you off guard.
Yeah, I know, but I can't. It won't let me grab it from there. See, Oh, there we go. Okay, I had to stretch your fro out. There we go. Damn.
Yeah, there we go.
What the hell? Wait a minute. What the hell is going on with that hair, bro?
Hey, look, sometimes you gotta let it breathe, man.
Damn, look, are you trying to are you going to a costume party and you're going to Zeke?
I was trying to be like Jackie Moon, actually, but now that you mention it.
Oh, man. All right. You remember the other night we were talking about if Stephen Jones wasn't employed by the Cowboys, would he get a job with another NFL franchise?
Hell no. Nah. He might not even work the Cowboy reading machine in the stadium.
I don't know if you saw this today or not, but Von Miller had his vlogs out where he's got a clip where, he's talking to D Ware and everything else. And, he said, tell him I wear a cowboy hat. Tell him I want to be a cowboy. That he literally wanted to be a Dallas Cowboy.
And Bobby Wagner, too.
Well,
and Bobby Wagner
I saw the clip. I saw the clip because I tuned in to I was watching. So up until this point, and I'm like, yeah. I mean, it is what it is, man. Our front office stinks. We know it. I mean,
but
what else is new?
Stephen Jones didn't even take the phone call from Von Miller. You had Dak, you had D Ware, you had everybody doing the work, got him all excited about wanting to come. He might have said, you know what, I want to play for the Cowboys. I'll work cheap.
For 1 year.
And you wouldn't even talk and find out.
You want to know what a win for Stephen Jones is? Getting under the salary cap. And you ever notice that at this point every year, it's like we're the only team scrambling to get under the salary cap? I would love for another team, for another fan base, where it's like, hey, we got to get under the salary cap, and that's the number one priority. We're in the Washington area. Do you ever really hear Washington ever say that?
Nope.
They're always overpaying players.
Nope. I don't hear this before you came on.
I never hear the Eagles.
I never hear
and they
anybody
always
talking about,
cap, yeah.
you know, you got to understand that you play for the Cowboys, and so, you know, you got to leave money on the table for others, and you got other endorsements. This is the richest franchise in all of sports, but somehow everybody's supposed to take a discount. You look at it, you screw up with Randy Gregory on that deal. You end up thinking or you're at least telling us that you got rid of Amari Cooper because you couldn't afford him, right? But it seems like on a daily basis we're seeing mega deals for wide receivers. It's getting to the point where Amari Cooper's contract isn't overpriced. It's kind of actually becoming a bargain right now.
I mean, we all knew that. Same thing with Dak's contract. In 2 years, Dak's contract is going to look like chump change. Even the $40 million that we're looking at right now, which we could have signed him for cheaper, but they wanted to go this route. I mean, at this point, man, inept isn't even the word, you know? It's not.
Well, when you look at wide receiver compensation, let me pull it up because it's getting to be ridiculous because what the Cowboys think that they should pay for a wide receiver versus the dynamics of what a wide receiver costs. You know, I don't want to spend $4.25 for a gallon of gas. But guess what? I don't want to walk either.
True.
So I mean, you know, it's great. To me, it's you know, the gas companies are overcharging. They are gutting me, you know, and being greedy. I get that, but what else am I going to do? There's no other choice. I can't just say screw it. I'm going to walk to Waynesboro that 131 miles and go to work instead of because I'm not going to spend that kind of money. But this is what wide receivers are. And you got Deebo Samuels now. He's out there, you know, basically he's looking for a new contract. You got DK Metcalf. So, you know, Devontae Adams, he ended up getting, you know, 28.8, you know, and he was the top dog. That lasted for a couple of days till Tyreek Hill got 30. And you just look at these numbers down in here. And the thing that's crazy about this, to me, I still believe, like you and I said, that there was something going on in the locker room more so than just about it being money. Although I won't put it past Stephen Jones that it's money. But
that was probably the excuse. You know, that was probably the excuse that Stephen Jones really needed or that he wanted in order to get rid of Amari, in my opinion. You know, Stephen, I don't know if without him doing the salary cap, how important would he be?
True.
He can't close deals.
He's the one that keeps messing up the salary cap.
Yeah,
he can't close deals. Obviously, in negotiations, he's the first in line, and then Daddy has to come clean it up for him.
Yeah.
They try and say, "Oh, it's good cop, bad cop." Nah. Hell nah. Good cop, bad cop. You would think after a while you would need the good cop, bad cop. Like Stephen would just be able to handle it, right?
Yeah. Because the thing is when you have good cop, bad cop, you know, the bad cop ends up, you know, getting the deal that they really wanted. The good cop makes you feel good. In the end, they end up getting the money and more. Okay. You know, they went through saying to Zeke Elliott, we're not going to reset the market, and they obliterated it.
Yeah,
you know? And so how is it, you know, he's just got a job because of nepotism.
We'll give you your money.
He got a job because daddy did all the dirty work for him. And I would tell him that. I mean, at the end of the day, bro, like, what do you bring to the table?
Nothing.
You got shot out of Jerry, and that's why you got that job. That's what it is.
So right now there's 9 receivers making over $20 million.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And to get down to 10 million, to get below 10 million, you got to get down to guys like Russell Gage, DJ Clark, Tim Patrick. They're 10 million.
Oh, and
Cedric
Wilson.
Well, Cedric Wilson.
It's under 10 million.
Yeah. Now, Cedric
Wilson.
Talked
about that too.
Oh, my God. See, and that's the one that okay. So to me, if you were saying we got to save money on wide receiver, then why not sign Cedric Wilson?
I know.
Amari Cooper had 885 yards. Cedric Wilson, as a part-time guy, had 660.
that's
Cedric Wilson had a better completion percentage. I mean, catch percentage. had more yards, almost a full yards more than Michael Gallup, and he was the second best quarterback in the division. Right?
Yeah, you're right. I mean, you're absolutely right, Mark. I really scratched my head at that. If you wanted a cheap receiver and you got a guy who has a rapport with your quarterback, and then you brought in the Boise State receiver coach, I mean, why the hell would you not keep him for $8 million a year? I say $8 million because, I mean, I just say you go one more than what Miami offered him. Miami got a steal, in my opinion, big time.
Because,
big time.
You know, the thing that what you want to do is you want to make the defenses have to cover so much. If you got Cedric Wilson in the backfield, guess what? You know, you're running reverse. Now you can't come off your man. He can throw the football. That's an added dimension to your offense that adds a gadget to it. And you say, oh, okay, you know, we don't want to pay Amari. He's too expensive. And now you're out there looking at Brandon Cooks, who just got $20 million.
And Brandon Cooks, I mean, for the most, Brandon Cooks is a really good receiver.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
Do you think he's better than Amari Cooper?
No, but I mean, I think that Amari's a smidge better because I think that Amari he's pretty much an X. I don't think Brandon Cooks is an X.
Yeah.
But I do think Brandon Cooks is really good at what he does. And then I have to ask this question. The guys that they're looking at trading for, they're not really X receivers. They're more like Z's.
Yeah.
So is it like, are you going to move CD to the X or are you just going to make these guys interchangeable? Either way, you had Amari Cooper here. Why didn't you do that with Amari? Well,
you had Amari Cooper already under contract, and you know, now you're talking about trading for a guy. Now you're talking about giving up draft capital. Our gravy, I love some gravy, but I don't love this comment. How is it that Dak's contract is horrible?
It's not horrible. It's actually pretty good at this point.
That's actually cheap.
The way they put that's actually, you know what, that is the one contract we can say if Stephen Jones was part of it that was actually good because they put triggers in there to reduce the cap hit. Dak's cap hit was only $17 million last year.
He restructured his deal.
And it's only 19 this year. So how is that terrible?
It's not terrible because he definitely restructured and created some money. I mean, the Cowboys have money they're sitting on. They're just not doing anything with it. This contract has nothing to do with what's going on right now. It has everything to do with the front office just being terrible at their job.
Right. You know, I mean,
he gave cap relief with his contract.
You know what? I'm going to woosah for a second here because I want to talk about something else real quick because I can feel my blood pressure beginning to boil. Yeah. Let me say thank you, DMV, for turning me on to Dale. And I want to announce something that we're going to be doing. Okay, you know more about this because of your cousin, and everything else that's involved. For those of you who don't know, John Gardner is the cousin to Charlie Gardner, former NFL running back. So all you Eagle fans, I know you'll be happy about that. Okay.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, they sure will.
Okay. I tell you what, you have the floor here. You discuss. If you don't mind.
Okay, yeah. So, you know, Charlie and another friend of mine, they came to me with this opportunity, really, you know, to work with, you know, retired players who are, you know, dealing with ailments, dealing with things of that nature. And also, you have to realize too that a lot of these guys aren't taken care of outside of football after they're done. You know what I'm saying? Financially. Mm-hmm. So what this company wanted to do was not only help with the, you know, ailments and things of that nature, but they also wanted to help these guys put some money in their pocket as well. So Hemp for Pros is a company that is, you know, they have products, but a portion of the sales and everything, they go to retired players. And also you'll see a lot of retired players, they'll have their own codes as well, where, you know, a portion of that can go to them. So I think that it's an excellent opportunity. I approached Mark with it, and, you know, Mark, you know, we talked about it last night, and it really hit home, you know, with, you know, Rayfield, you know, passing. And, you know, I'll allow you to really, you know, talk about why that hit home for you, but really this is something that we could do to help all of these guys out there with products that a lot of us are already getting anyway, like CBD gummies and they have a lot of pain ailment, creams and stuff like that. But I'll let Mark talk about, what, the legend Rayfield meant to us,
Well, I love weed. He can probably help us with, figuring out what works really good and all that. But they're actually partnered with the Retired Pro Football Players Association and stuff. And see, if you watched like last weekend when we were at the CSA show, I enjoy going because I'm watching guys, or I get to meet guys that I cheered for as a kid. And the one person I didn't think I had to worry about was Rayfield Wright. I've seen Rayfield Wright like 3 or 4 times, and him being 76 years old, he looked like he was ready to play. In fact, in August when I saw him, I even commented that. He said, well, don't tell Jerry Jones. He'll try and get me out on the field. And then lo and behold, he has a seizure and passes. But not all the players are in the same shape that Rayfield Wright is. I remember meeting Charlie Waters about 4 years ago, and Charlie Waters, you could see the toll of being at safety and stuff, how it really took on. Tony Dorsett is another one who, you don't really know if you have CTE till they actually autopsy your body and look at your brain. But they believe that he has definitely got CTE where he's having issues and things. Some players are better suited for life after football, especially players today. But when we start looking at some of the guys that, I watched, like I said, the Charlie Waters and things like that were before the divas that we have now, that you can have a hissy fit and you just get $20 or $30 million because you decided to delete social media. The guys who made football and made the Dallas Cowboys as well as other teams, a lot of them are in bad shape. And this is a way that you can help yourself and also help them as well. And in fact, talking to Dale, with some of my personal ailments between my back injuries and my knees and things like that they can tailor stuff directly for your particular stuff. So, I love weed. I'm going to try some different stuff here to see how well it works. Okay. You forgot my birthday, James Snyder. Oh, I've screwed up because I haven't gotten the list from Tracy. James Snyder, when was your birthday? Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. Everybody's like, oh, God, please don't ever sing again. So that's what we're doing. The link is actually it's tagged right up there. It's also in the description if you want to check them out and things like that. You can get a 20% off if you use the code Jobu, Cowboy Jobu, or if you're on John's channel and decide that you want to, you're going to check it out with him and so on. And we may just be able to because they're working with some of these retired legends, we may be able to do some interviews with some of these former players.
Yeah, definitely. That was something that I really approached Mark with this because, Dale was talking about, hey, well, we can, help scratch you guys' back as well and, offer some of these players, and they can also talk about some of the things that they're going through. And really, ultimately, man, I mean, we get a front row seat with some of these legends out here, some of these guys that are household names. Yeah,
that sounds cool, because it seems like that's the only way we're going to be able to talk about a Super Bowl is reliving the Super Bowls with our past, as long as Stephen Jones is the one pulling the trigger with these things. All right, so, it's silly season. We've got less than 3 weeks. I know you're going to be in Vegas, which I can't wait to get some updates from you, at the poolside, getting tipsy and everything else with the draft.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm hoping what happens in Vegas, not everything stays in Vegas. I hope we can get a little bit of taste from you.
Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely. We talked about that already. Yeah, man. I'm going to be pretty much the correspondent from the sideline or poolside, right?
There you go.
Correspondent poolside.
There you go. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at y'all. So this morning we got a da-da-dunt.
Damn, Gina.
Okay, from Gina update. And it was an article from Pete Prisco from CBS, who suggested that the Dallas Cowboys trade with the Pittsburgh Steelers to move up to get a wide receiver. and giving up, exchanging first-round picks and then giving like a fourth and a fifth. I think that's about the dumbest thing that the Cowboys could do. Am I wrong on that? Do you see? I mean, I might say Jordan Davis, but I'm not even going to say trade up for Jordan Davis.
I think it's especially dumb if you're going to do it for a receiver when you could have got more value for the receiver that you had. Now, I know that we keep talking about, Cooper's gone. And yeah, I mean, I'm beating a dead horse here, but you got to look at opportunity cost. And it's like you would be giving up more to have gotten rid of him. Like it just doesn't make sense. If that's what you guys want to do, if you guys want to play money ball, then play true money ball. You know what I'm saying? Like, we know you guys messed up. You know you messed up. So get it in the draft. Use your picks wisely. I don't think that's using your picks wisely, in my opinion.
I agree because, I was using an example because I said, well, I said going up for a receiver, I'm like, it doesn't matter what receivers you have if you can't keep your quarterback upright. So to me, correct. You're better off getting that offensive lineman, getting that guard. And, I looked at when Aaron Donald was picked at 13 and we had the 16th pick, I was thinking, well, maybe if we had traded up, would we have been better off trading up and taking Aaron Donald? But 16th, we drafted Zach Martin. In the second round, we ended up drafting D-Law. We didn't have a third-round pick. And then fourth round, we ended up getting Anthony Hitchens.
That was a hell of a draft.
That was a hell of a draft. But, you look at it and say, well, we could have had Aaron Donald. But it's like, okay, so these are the guys we had.
Well, you couldn't have Aaron Donald unless you traded up for him.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So you would have given up, Zach Martin and possibly Hitchens because, that's what basically they're saying now. You're giving up a third or fourth, round pick. We didn't have a third round, so we would have had to trade at least a fourth or something else, or maybe the second to move up to get him. So would we have been better off not having Zach Martin and D-Law and having Aaron Donald?
Maybe.
Maybe, but, definitely yeah, Zach Martin, he's another Hall of Famer and things. But just looking at it from the standpoint of, in my mind, I'm told that this draft is full of wide receivers, right?
Yeah, because you got to look at it this way. Not only is Aaron Donald all-pro, but he's the defensive player of the year 3 years in a row, and he just won the Super Bowl, and he pretty much manhandled them.
Okay.
So I know it might have been worth it, man. I mean, I'm talking myself into Jordan Davis right now. That's what it sounds like, right?
Okay, all right. But then we could look at Morris Claiborne, where we took our first and second, and we moved up for Morris Claiborne. Sure. And I think Alshon Jeffries was the second-round pick, and it was a defensive end would have been our pick. And I think he ended up with like 39 sacks or something like that. I mean, you look at it from the standpoint like that, and it's like, to me, you're not just giving up that first-round pick. You're giving up a second player. And there's no guarantees on any of these players. Yeah. You're not
a starter, really.
Yeah. You're not, there's no guarantees on any rookie out there. There really isn't. So for me, if anything, I might consider changing back because you think about the positions that will go. Quarterbacks. Not that there's a lot of quarterbacks. There'll probably be two quarterbacks that'll still be taken before we pick. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, probably more than likely.
More than likely, at least one.
I don't think there'll be starters, but yeah, definitely there'll be some quarterbacks taken before we pick.
There'll be at least 3 wide receivers taken before us, at least, right?
And it depends because you know how it went. Like last year, the corner position went, and then all of a sudden the corners went off the board like crazy.
Okay.
So,
but typically you could say there'll be like 3 wide receivers. Okay, like you said, there'll be 3 corners that'll go. There'll be 4 offensive tackles that'll go. There'll be like 4 edge rushers. But centers, guards, typically tight ends are positions that
They'll be sitting right there.
Right. Typically, instead of looking at the third or the fourth or the fifth prospect, if you're looking at guard at 24, you're probably getting the number 1 prospect at guard.
Yeah. Which isn't a bad thing because when we the year we traded back and got Frederick, we got the best center in the draft.
And we end up getting Terrence Williams too with the 3rd round pick. Not I'm saying he's a Hall of Famer, but you kind of got 2 players that were starters with one, with that one pick. And when we moved up to get Morris Claiborne, what did we get? Broke ass mother humper.
Yeah, injury prone.
It's actually funny too. It goes full circle too, because both Morris Claiborne and Anthony Hitchens won the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
with the Chiefs in the same defense.
Yeah, I know. But again, that goes back. But see, again, everything goes back to Stephen Jones. You don't seem to understand it. The Cowboys had Anthony Hitchens who could play multiple positions with the linebackers, and what did they do? No, we can't afford to pay him.
And he goes off and wins the Super Bowl.
And they let him go. And he has I'm not saying he's a Hall of Famer, but he's had a really good career and a guy that you look and say, I wish he had been here.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I just don't think I just don't think we had the money to keep him, which again, the money is the issue. Stephen Jones, it falls back on him.
It all goes back to overpaying
and it also
screwing
goes
themselves.
back to them having their favorites too.
Yeah.
Because, Sean Lee should have been gone a long ass time ago, but they wanted to keep him.
Mm-hmm.
Jason Witten could have been replaced a long time ago, but they wanted to keep him. Certain guys are Cowboys for life.
Tyrone Crawford.
Tyrone Crawford. Yeah.
I like don't get me wrong, because Tyrone Crawford, I gave him a T-shirt, a Jobu Sports one. The next year he came back, hey man, you got any more of those? So I like wearing them in the locker room. I love Tyrone Crawford. But the last 2 years he was here, he got $19 million. For what?
And Marcus wears them.
So you look at that and say,
for being a rotational guy for the most part. I mean, he was a starter, but he was a rotational
he was a tweener.
guy. I mean, he wasn't a starter.
He wasn't really a defensive end. He wasn't really a tackle. He just kind of played both.
Yeah.
And to me, it's one of those things that if you need a defensive tackle, get a defensive tackle. I don't want a defensive end that's a little light in the ass that has to play tackle. I need a guy who knows how to play freaking tackle.
I'm not paying market price for a system guy.
Mm-hmm.
And there was really no system for him. That's the crazy thing.
Yeah. I have to agree with you on that one. Definitely. So how do we fix this thing, man?
How do we fix it? I mean, they just got to draft, and then what they don't draft, they have to. I mean, they'll have money to sign people after the draft, so they really just gotta figure out a plan there and go with it, and then try and figure out what direction you want to go. I don't know what direction this team is going. I really don't. I can't call it. I mean, one thing we do know is that the defense, most of those guys are coming back. So,
I think defense will be pretty good.
Defense will be pretty good. Offensively, though, I can't call it and say what we're going to do, Mark. I personally can't. Maybe they have a makeover like they did with the defense last year. Difference is we had a guy who had experience, who had experience at the Super Bowl type level. I think Kellen doesn't have that, but maybe McCarthy, having more input, maybe he's the guy that's going to build this offense back. Who knows? Only they know.
Exactly. No, maybe they know. Maybe they're just playing dumb. But definitely Stephen Jones is sticking to his guns that we're not going to spend money on free agents. Maybe they're looking at it and saying if we sign a Von Miller, we're going to lose compensatory picks and things like that, and we're trying to make sure we get those down the road, and maybe after the draft, after that deadline of losing the compensatory picks, that maybe then they start saying, okay, we can fire now. We can start really trying to bring in some other people to fill in the gap. What you laughing about, son?
We had two guys that wanted to be here.
Two guys. Well, they were older.
Yeah, but they're still serviceable. And one of them worked with our defensive coordinator and won a Super Bowl with him and been to a second one.
I'm with you on Wagner.
And Von Miller.
I'm with you on Wagner.
And Von Miller just won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, though.
Guys.
I trust Dan Quinn.
Mm-hmm.
I trust Dan Quinn.
And Will McClay.
I don't trust Kellen Moore. Yeah, I don't trust Kellen Moore.
So
even if you give Kellen Moore all of these weapons, he already showed you that we had a guy like they're trying to get in all of these trades or in the draft, and we didn't do nothing with him. Like, what makes you think that he's going to do something with the guy that they're trying to get? I mean, that's where I'm at. I don't know about you guys.
I'm not sold on Kellen Moore.
when I go over and take David Wiley home, okay, it was funny because I've used this analogy before. But just before I make the last turn to go down his street and stuff, there's a Chinese food, pizza place, sub, and it's something else. It's like literally they got everything. So if you want to get your, Hunan beef, you want to get your Italian sub, you want to get your pizza, barbecue, and you want some barbecue, they got it all. I'm sure the food is not bad, but they don't specialize in anything. They're kind of the jack of all trades. And generally speaking, when you have a menu that's that big, most of the stuff has to be frozen because you can't keep that amount of food fresh all the time. And that's the problem with our Cowboys. What do we do on offense? What is our bread and butter? What is our specialty? What is the shit's on the line? We got something that we can do that they can't stop. Or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's no identity there.
I can't call it. Yeah, I can't call it. I don't know what we do.
That's the Dallas Cowboys. We got a whole lot of yards. We got a whole lot of statistics, but it was crunch time. We couldn't run the football. We couldn't get the ball deep. What is the thing? You think about the Washington football team back in the 80s, counter Trey, right? They always bring in Joe Jacoby and Russ Grimm off the backside on that thing, and they could just run the hell out of that thing over and over again until you stopped it. We could always end up having Emmitt Smith going off tackle where, you got Larry Allen and guys that are just bulldozing that thing over. And it was one of those things that we could always count on this no matter whatever else happens. I don't know what that is in the Cowboys. I can't honestly say there's a single play or single thing that they do that we can say we can count on that all the time.
Yeah, I can't either. And especially with taking probably our best ability receiver, and then
getting rid of him.
Taking another top receiver, and both of them being gone. And then, Connor Williams, whether people want to believe it or not, he's a starter.
Yeah,
and
and Lyle Collins
out high. We hate the holding penalties, but he's probably better than Washington's left guard or a lot of people's other left guard.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I really just, I'm curious to see how they approach it, just like everybody else.
Well, the draft
I don't
is
have
going to
any
make
answers. It's pretty much what I'm saying.
Well, this draft is truly going to make or break this team because we have got to get starters on the offensive line. We've got, and still, I think we still need an edge rusher. I still would like to have another big body to go in the middle on the defensive line, and maybe even a linebacker as well. I know you got to get ready to get out of here because you got your show coming up here.
Yes, sir.
What you got going on tonight? What you talking about?
We're going to talk about the top 30 visits. We're going to talk about pretty much the trade for receivers, and that's pretty much it, man. Like trying to trade for a receiver. I'm going to talk about Kellen Moore and where I think he can go with the offense, or where he's trying to go, and we're going to break down that top 30 list like I talked about, and try and narrow down where I think the Cowboys can go with the draft.
All right, so everybody, make sure you go ahead and flip off of here, and don't flip me off. I know you trolls. You want to flip me off, but
I'm out, guys.
But jump off here and go to check out DMV, and we're gonna get ready to roll out of here. Just a minute. David Wiley, me and you both are gonna cook it up in Mark's house. All right, Alan Williams, come on by and cook up. So we need to do a drawing here, and we're not gonna go too late tonight because my man DMV has got his thing going on, and we try to respect others out there. And Mike's got to get up early. All right, so I have not. Okay, here's what we're going to do. Monday night, we were going to do the drawing for everybody who donated to the Dak Prescott Faith Fight finish. Boy, I can't even speak right now. Faith Fight finish on Monday night's show because I got to write down all 143 of the names of the people that went through there. I do have to say this. This is crazy. In my workshop I was doing for Yolanda Fletcher, who is in Carolina. Yolanda, oh, there she is right there. Damn. Did I speak her into existence? She had me do some cutting boards because they were raising money for the school. Shout out to them because they raised over $106,000. In fact, one of the cutting boards that I made, they were doing like a silent auction, went for $5,000. I'm like, damn, $5,000. So shout out to you guys, Yolanda. I'm glad you guys raised all the funds and stuff because the kids, we need them mother humpers to take care of us old people and all that. All right, Mike, you ready to go ahead and let that wheel go round and round? Round and round, round and round. All right. We're going to do a Jobu print here. I got to get in that workshop. I got so much stuff that I got to do that I'm behind. I am behind like a mother humper. Yolanda, hello. How are you? All right. Who's the winner? Is that Braylon? What's their last name? Cable? No, it's not. Gable? That's not her. Braylon Cable. Gable. You sure? That's not Braylon. That's not Braylon? Somebody else. Braylen. That looks like Bray Lynn. Bray Lynn is what it looks like. Cable. Huh?
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
Okay. Is that my chicken? That's my chicken scratch. Braylon Cable. All right. Braylon, email me. Whoever you are. Braylon. I think that, what's oh,
no, that's not how you spell it. That's not how you spell her name.
Okay, I'm dyslexic, right?
That's not.
How I can't spell shit, right?
That's not how you spell. That's not even how you spell the last name either.
It doesn't mean it's not the okay.
It's not the same person. It's not the same person. No, sorry.
Your dad's not real bright, right?
I understand that, but that's not the same person.
Okay, all right. Okay, all right. So Braylon, if there's a Braylon out there, you are Gable. You are our winner chicken dinner. Okay. And so let's get ready. We're going to get out of here because
I'll gladly take it with me at the end of the month if you think it's the same person.
Okay. Well, you know what? She got autographed CeeDee Lamb picture, so she should be good.
I'm just saying if you think it's the same person, I'll gladly take the print this week when I go at the end of the month.
Okay. All right. So get your shot glass ready. Toby. True. Dyslexia, let me be clear here. When I say dyslexic, understand that I see things differently than the way it looks. My 3s are 5s and E's are C's and B's are D's. Or a lot of times I will write things because people will say, your title makes no sense. What happens is it gets reversed between you seeing it and getting into your head. You think that it's actually the right way that it goes. On to that, I can't spell worth crap. I'll be 100% real with you. That's why I said, going back to college now, that you mean I can do spell check by just saying, how do you spell knee? Because growing up, I'd look up knee. I'm looking at N-E-E. I didn't, why's it got to be silent? Why is it got to be silent? Seriously.
I think I apps that will speak to you.
And so sounding words out and the way that I screw up names, I screw up names. But see, Toby, you just like to be a smart ass. See, you're one of those mother humpers that are trying to make me cuss and let down my dad. Because you just, I don't understand. The thing is, I don't understand. I don't understand how some people are so hateful that they have to be just negative. It's what? I know, I'm serious. I'm just understanding why people have to be so hateful. Anyway, just let it be. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to settle down here. This was my interactions with, rest his soul, Rayfield Wright. All right, friends, we're here ready to go. We got Aqib Talib, and here we have Hall of Famer Rayfield Wright. We're up next.
Oh, okay.
Thank you very much. Rayfield Wright, how are you doing, man? I am doing fantastic. I am fantastic. If I could get that signed as well as the mini jersey that's up underneath of there too. Jobu's jersey. Oops.
Okay, where you want me to sign this?
If you could sign it right over in here would be perfect. Yeah, Rayfield Wright, I've got several different ones with him, man. God rest his soul. He was definitely a Cowboys legend and truly will be missed. And when I always say at my fireside chats that make sure you tell someone you love that you love them because you might not get the chance. When I saw him in August, he was like the last football player I thought I needed to worry about because he seemed like he was in great shape, great spirits. He was getting around better than I was. In fact, that was right after I had my knee operation. So enjoy each and every day, and don't let jackasses take your joy away from you. Exactly. So grab your shot glasses, good people, and let's have a drink to Rayfield Wright. Shot glass over. Jay Hoove, what you have to do is you need to go to the community tab in there. There's a members only post for our website where my wonderful wife actually handles Click on that, and it'll take you to the Thrive site, and you can actually upload your picture there. And I hope you got your shot glass too. But here we go to Rayfield Wright, one of the Dallas Cowboys all-time greats. This is to you, buddy. It's time to turn out the lights. This party's over.
The party's over. They say that all good things must end. Call it a night. The party's over. And tomorrow and next year starts the same old thing again.
Da-da-dunt, da-da-dunt.
Damn, Gina.
I don't remember asking you a goddamn thing.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, real hate, man, that's like an art form, man. You know, it's like, you like a born hater, you know, like myself, man. You know, a lot of cats think they hate me, man. I mean, I'm mad, you know, I'm mad at everything, man. You know, brother got a nice car, man. Why you got a car, man? I only got one car. Why you got 3 cars with a wife or all that, man? That, man, that's played out, man. I hate on it till he's totally broke. It ain't got nothing like me, you know what I'm saying? Cause, yeah, that's what real hating is all about, man.
What? Why do we get a wide receiver? Why do we get a wide receiver? Don't tell me. Are you? Why do we get a wide receiver? Oh, they got some. Oh, damn.
I think that's a part of leadership, is to have some of the guys that have gone before that have been disappointed to share it with everybody involved. For me, it's a reminder. I too have been here 23 years, and it is a reminder. I've been here when it was glory hole days, and I've been here when it wasn't. And so, having said that, I want me some glory hole. So I have that perspective.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Are you stupid or something? Are you stupid or something? Honestly, as stupid as a stupid does.
Are you crazy or just plain stupid?
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Enough is enough. I have had it with these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane. Everybody strap in. We're about to open the fucking window.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?